Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles in order to help people of all walks of life achieve their manifestation goals. I really do believe it's really, really important, not for nothing, true story, to make your dreams come true because this is what you came to do, to overcome your insecurities, to overcome your fears, and to really reach the golden Buddha status. I can't tire myself talking enough about it because it's so true. Right now, the world you live in is part of the old world. You're not switching for some reason. And most of the time, 99% of the time, it is because emotionally, your emotional makeup, your energetic makeup is still a match to the old world. And what I do in coaching one-on-one is to help people fish themselves out of this old world and meticulously and ever so precisely reconstruct your belief system back to the golden Buddha status. In other words, back to the factory settings you go, which is where you belong. And so if you'd like to be in coaching with me, the links are directly below. You first need to book a 1 hour session. This is mandatory for us to make sure simply that we're a good match. Upon conclusion of that session, you need to decide, or rather not decide, but to go with the signature coaching package. After the first hour, you need to book the signature coaching package in order to put yourself first in line to come into my coaching. Sometimes there is a wait, okay, not too long of a wait, but still you're making this commitment with me that you're coming into my coaching. There's only so many people that I can handle in my coaching, and this is why this is important. So even prior to booking the 1 hour, please send the coaching agreement. Prior to rendezvousing, everything is very reasonable. If you have any questions, please email me. So I'm really inspired to talk about affirmations, okay, versus a deep dive. Really inspired because this is what I'm channeling right now. And I wasn't going to, but I'm really inspired, as I said. So here's the difference and why affirmations ultimately on their own do not work. How I personally have developed after 15 years of my own journey and 10 years of coaching different people, right? 3 years on YouTube now. Here's why affirmations alone don't work, but what does work is after you did all the deep diving, then constructing what I call declarations. Okay, so this is completely different from an affirmation, something that you're trying to jam into your mind versus, okay, drum roll, something that you arrive to on a consciousness level. Okay, so in the deep dive that we do in coaching, 2 to 3 months is on average is enough. I think 3 months is like really just out of your life is a really good investment to put yourself back together, to unfuck your life in that sense. All right, so on average, that's enough to reconstruct your belief system, to ask yourself why you don't believe the things that you want and unpack that one-on-one. A lot of good can come from that. Okay, now this is the reason I, make sure we meet for an hour first, because we need to resonate. This is the only way that the best result is produced, and the only way you will be comfortable going places you've never gone before. Like I always get that. If I resonate with the person and we work well, they always tell me the same thing. Wow, Anna, I have no idea like how you got me here, but I've never been here before. Meaning like the aha moments, the realizations. I'm a guide, a really good guide, nevertheless, but I'm just a guide for you to come to these conclusions yourselves. This is what lasts longer than any fucking affirmation that you can ever produce. Period. The motherfucking end. Because what you're really doing is you're learning or relearning, I should say, how to operate from the consciousness that you currently hold, how to rework it. Okay, you're not going to forget your past. It's not that. You can part with the emotionality behind it, which you should. And this is what we do in coaching when we process emotions. But what you're ultimately doing is that you are cashing in even on those cycles, those troubles, those fucked up years, all right? All of this, you completely alchemize and you learn to live with yourself like you never dreamed of before. I don't know how else to say it. You really take all parts of you and you make them whole. You make them work again. Like right now, I feel, listen, if you're listening and something's not working, okay, it's guaranteed, like 100% guarantee that you are not accepting a part of yourself. Like you're rejecting something out of your life as this does not belong. And me, one of the very powerful reasons I'm inspired to continue coaching and all of this and having gone through all the bullshit is because, first of all, people make it so complicated. It's beyond, which is very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And the other thing is that I really want to introduce this idea that will help you, but tremendously, because it helped me along my journey. This is why I researched as much as I could, like really dove into it, and then constructed my own humanistic approach, which is I allow myself to be human. I allow the bad stuff to appear in my life because I learned, like, how the fuck would you learn if everything was hunky-dory 24/7? Don't worry, I'll wait. You won't. You will never progress. You will never have a reason to get off your ass and start to become the ultimate version of you. You get too comfortable. Okay, where there is comfort, there's no fucking progress. Each and every single successful person goes through shit all the fucking time. Okay, the things that they're known for is the successes, but behind the fucking successes, there's so much so-called failure, and this is how you learn. Okay, so whatever the parts that you're not accepting of yourself today, start fucking accepting them. Start alchemizing them. Don't reject. It's part of creation for a reason. It's in your world for a reason. If you start going to argue with creation, you know what? Good luck. You're not going to arrive to any fucking thing. So this too shall serve you. How is it serving you right now? That's the conversation you should have with yourself. But don't reject it. And your life, can I tell you something? Ladies and gentlemen, will transform top to bottom when you stop rejecting the so-called negative things and start learning from them. They will evaporate out of your existence. You will be so much stronger for it, so much wiser for it. And the next time you'll catch the same bullshit, you'll be like, I know exactly, I know this one. Like raising your hand in classroom. I know the answer to this. Hold on 1 second. It's going to take me a second to come up with the solution. Am I right? Yes, of course I'm right, because I've been there. Things that, kind of took you years even to understand, to process, to digest, they come very fucking handy, and you can solve something in a day, in an hour, in a minute. So you know what? Don't tell me that the negative parts of you right now don't serve you. The question is, you haven't you haven't asked that question. How is this serving me? How can I make this my own? How can I turn this around in my favor? Because this is a part of my world. The universe is benevolent. And so I better dive into this proposition from this perspective, that this is serving me. It's my job to figure out how. What if I complaining, I'm not doing any service to myself because I'm remaining to be part of the complaining world. I'm not working with myself here. You understand? So the deep dive gives you this, the fundamental roadblocks, so-called roadblocks that you're having right now are within you. No affirmation is ever going to fix it. You need to arrive to a declaration, to a meticulously custom-made, constructed declaration that is once again imbued with a feeling, imbued with all that work, all that beautiful work that you've done in coaching, perhaps, in dialoguing about why am I resisting this? What's underneath? Let's unpack. It's so worth your time, because once you do it, once you process it, you don't revisit it any longer. And if you do, it's not at that level anymore. You will feel it once again dissipate in layers. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not that, but the shift will begin. Okay, the iceberg will start to melt. And the more you converse about it, and this again is not therapy and coaching, but you genuinely are interested in finding out the golden motherfucking nuggets that before you didn't used to notice, and really loving yourself through this process, allowing yourself to be human, allowing yourself to understand yourself, allowing yourself to love yourself. Yes, even for the so-called not so great things, the imperfect things, the things that you've done, in the past, maybe they weren't so great. And I hope you do apologize to people who you've done wrong, if that's the case, or maybe apologize to yourself, for not loving yourself before, for letting other people walk all over you. I have a ton of people pleasers in my coaching, like 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, actually. So all of this beautiful work that you'll do, and it comes in a declaration. Now say this in the morning, right? Remembering and feeling this feeling again that you're going to imbue it with. It's so personal, like I always say, it's so custom made. It's so one of a motherfucking kind that it hits that right there, first time, like knocks it out of the park. And you don't need to repeat that shit 1,000 or 10,000. God, who the fuck has time like that? Hello? You say it one time and it's game over. You back to, all you need to do in the morning is you click yourself back into your golden Buddha status. You wake up, you're kind of disoriented. Maybe you had some kind of a dream. Maybe you didn't, whatever. You step out of your bed, or even before that. Okay, you need to click yourself back, or maybe just remind yourself, not really clicking back, but just clicking your consciousness into this timeline of a golden Buddha. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, the deep dive is truly fucking worth it. It is like a Rolls Royce compared to a motherfucking, excuse me, but Toyota. Okay, and apologies to the Toyota drivers. You can't compare. You cannot compare. Okay, it just doesn't exist. The Rolls Royce is custom made for you. It is like it's your own body. It's like your own consciousness. It's just luxury, pure luxury. A Toyota can't fucking hold a candle. It doesn't, cannot. So do you want to play this on a high level and really master it? Or do you want to keep lying to yourself that you're doing something which you're not? It's a nice idea to recognize what it is you want to believe, but it will be entirely through the inner work that you find out how you let yourself believe what you want to believe. It doesn't, creating a sentence or listening to a tape or just writing it out will not do that for you. That's a very lazy way to go. All right. So, in other words, in conclusion, if you're frustrated with affirmations not really working or not working consistently, okay, and by consistently, I mean like you manifest something very short. I hear this all the time. I manifested something and it didn't last. Okay, well, this is why. This is why your consciousness doesn't like fundamentally change. Yes, you can get to know an idea, but do you get to take it home? Does it become your husband or your wife? No, it's just a one night stand, you see. We're not interested in this fucking bullshit. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the difference between a deep dive and affirmations. If you're having, if you're frustrated, this is why you're frustrated. Your consciousness is not being taken care of on a custom made level. Like a Rolls Royce, you deserve that. Like once in a lifetime, you deserve this opportunity to unpack your crap and really look at it honestly. And if you do, and if you follow my guidance and coaching, you will excel. You will be a superstar, a rock star. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.